Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me for this short and sweet vinyasa flow. If you need any props, go ahead and set them around you on the mat. We're actually going to start standing up. Nothing is required, but if you like blocks or cushion for your knees, just go ahead and situate that around you and come to stand facing the long side of your mat. Shake out your feet. Set them a comfortable distance apart, and then shake out your hands. Wiggle out your shoulders. Maybe even start to twist a little bit from side to side. Just kind of loosen things up here. Maybe another breath. Come back to center. On an inhale, you're going to bring your arms up over your head. Press the palms of your hands together, interlace your fingers, turn the palms up. As you inhale again, look up if that feels okay for your neck and reach towards the ceiling. As you exhale, separate your hands, bend your knees deeply and fold forward, sticking your butt out behind you. Inhale, lift up, bringing your hands onto your shins or onto your thighs, reaching the crown of your head forward. And then exhale to fold. We're going to spend a few moments just dangling here. Tuck your chin a little towards your chest. Feel free now to kind of roll your neck a little bit or look from side to side. And of course, always be resting your hands on your legs or on props if that feels more comfortable to you. If it feels nice, find a little bit of movement. Take one more deep breath here. Press your fingertips into the floor, your hands into some props, and start to lift yourself up a little bit. As you do that, heel toe your feet out a little wider than the distance of your own hips. Your hands stay on the floor here. Bend your knees a little bit as you fold, maybe a bit deeper forward. Inhale, maybe your legs are a little straighter. You press into the fingertips until the arms are straight, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees a little and fold. Inhaling to lift, maybe a little straightness in the legs. Exhaling to fold. Inhale to lift up into that halfway lift. Plant your right hand underneath your nose. It can be fingertips or palm down on your floor on the prop. And then twist over towards your left. You can bring your left hand to your hip. Or your left arm up to the sky. Shrug your shoulders back. Inhale here. As you exhale, reach the left hand down towards the right hand. And then inhale, twist again, opening up. Repeat that twice more, exhaling to fold. And inhaling to open. On your exhale, fold back down. We'll go to the other side, planting the left hand down as you inhale, open up to the right, shrug your shoulders back. And then exhale, let that hand float down. Inhale to open up. Exhale to float down. Inhale, open up. Exhale to float. Now walk your hands all the way up to the front of your mat. And you can go either direction. I'm going to instruct with the right foot first and then the left foot, but if you're doing the other way, that's totally fine. Turn your right foot to face the front of the mat. Turn your left foot to face the front or short edge of your mat. Plant your hands down and step back to a downward facing dog. Maybe pedal your feet a few times or sway your hips. Take another deep breath here. And then as you inhale, gently pull your body forward to a plank position, shoulders over the wrists. We're going to move from plank to dog or plank to table a few times. If you want to do a plank to dog, you'll simply lift from the low pit of your belly, lift back up to your downward facing dog. On your inhale, come back. If you prefer to do a table, as you come into that plank, drop your knees down, and then just pull back, hips towards the heels so you can keep your toes tucked. Inhale to come forward. Exhale to pull back. A little more gentle on the wrists if you keep the knees down. A little more work for the shoulders if you keep them up. Let's do one more like that. To plank. And then back to your table or your downward facing dog. Float your right foot to the sky as you inhale. As you exhale, step your right foot back to the front of your mat. Drop your left knee to the floor, roll your shoulders back, lift your arms up. Inhale deeply here. As you exhale, fold forward, bring your hands to the inside of your right foot. Tuck your back toes under and walk back to the long edge of the mat. Find that forward fold again as you exhale. Maybe bring your arms now behind your back. You could lace your fingers up again and lift the arms away from the lower back. The knees can be deeply bent here. If your hands don't like to meet back here, you can always be holding a strap or a sock or whatever's handy. All right, bring your fingertips down. Lift up halfway as you inhale. As you exhale, you're going to walk to the back of the mat. Left foot turns to face it. Right foot turns to face it. Plant your hands down. Step back, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. Move around a little bit. Enjoy. On your inhale again, you're going to pull forward to plank. This time we're going to stay in plank, and you keep your knees up, or you can drop your knees down. Shrug your shoulders back. Lift the pit of your belly up. As you exhale, dip one knee towards the mat and lift it up. Inhale, lift the other knee and lift it up. If you have the knees down, you're going to do the opposite. You're going to lift the knee and drop it down. Lift the knee and drop it down. Couple more. Side to side, just activating your core. If your wrists get tired, you can always do this with your elbows on the floor or take a break on your knees. Let's do once more on each side. And then this time, we're going to drop our knees down, untuck the toes, tuck the elbows in, lower all the way to the floor. Inhale, press the tops of the feet down, roll the shoulders back, find a cobra pose. Exhale to release, tuck your toes under, press back to table or downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left foot to the sky. Exhale, step that left foot forward between the hands, drop the right knee down. On an inhale, see if you can lift all the way up, squaring the hips. As you exhale, fold forward, hands to the inside of that left foot, walk to the long edge of the mat again. Both toes turn to face that long edge and you fold forward on an exhale. As you inhale, soften your knees a little bit. You're going to roll all the way up. Feel free to walk your hands on your thighs for a bit more support. Roll your shoulders back. Turn your toes out and your heels in. Bend your knees, coming to a bit of a squat. Take a moment to adjust so that you feel comfortable here. Relax your shoulders. Inhale. As you exhale, dip your left shoulder towards your right knee. As you inhale, come back to the center. As you exhale, go the other way. Twice more on each side at your own pace. Come back to the center line as you inhale. Straighten your legs. Turn your toes to face the long edge of the mat and fold again forward as you exhale. As you inhale, press your fingertips down. Walk again to the original front of your mat. Your right foot turns to face it. Your left foot turns to face it. Plant your hands down. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Knees up or down. Exhale, knees up or down all the way to the floor. You could take cobra again. Or if you're ready, untuck the toes and come to upward facing dog. And then tuck those toes back under, lift back to downward facing dog. Lift your right foot to the sky as you inhale. Step your right foot forward as you exhale. Press down through the right heel and lift up, Crescent Lunge. Arms coming over the head. Soften your back knee a little bit so your tailbone starts to face a little more down towards the earth. And then you can maybe gradually straighten that back leg if you feel ready. But you want to keep a little bit of engagement in your core here so you're not leaning forward. You're standing up as straight and tall as you can. You might get a nice stretch at the front of your left leg. Inhale deeply here. As you exhale, you're going to fold forward, left hand to the floor, right arm comes into a twist, reaching towards the ceiling. As you exhale, kiss the outer right ankle with the right hand. That was really hard to say. Inhale, lift everything back up. Exhale, fold. Give a little tap. And inhale to lift. One more like that. And this time we're going to fold all the way down. Plant your hands. And actually bring your hands to the inside of your right foot and walk back to the long edge of the mat. Find that forward fold as you exhale. Inhale, lift up halfway. You're going to go to the back of the mat. Left foot turns to face it. Right foot turns to face it. Plant the hands. Now step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to the plank. Knees up or down. Exhale to the floor. Again, you can take cobra or upward dog if you feel ready. We'll exhale back to downward facing dog. Left foot lifts to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, the left foot steps forward. Plant the hands on either side of that front foot for a little bit of balance. Press into the left heel and lift up. Crescent lunge. Again, find a little softness in your back knee. Let your tailbone tilt down. Lift the center of your chest. Arms reach up. You want to feel that straight, tall posture in your spine. You'll get a nice stretch again at the front of that back leg. And you should feel like your whole lower belly is engaged on a muscular level. Inhale again here. As you exhale, fold to the inside of your left foot. Turning to face the long edge of the mat. Walk your fingertips back and fold as you exhale. As you inhale, soften your knees. You're going to roll all the way back up. As you exhale, toes out, heels in, bend the knees, find your squat. Relax your shoulders. Reach your arms out to either side. Inhale here. As you exhale, right arm to right thigh, left arm over the head. Inhale back to the center. Exhale to the other side. Twice more in each direction. Go at your own pace. Coming back to the center line as you inhale, straighten your legs. Exhale, turn the toes to the long edge, fold forward. Inhale, lift up, walk back to the front of the mat. Right foot turns to face it. Then left foot turns to face it. Plant that right heel down and lift all the way up. Crescent lunge. Roll your shoulders back. Inhale deeply here. As you exhale, fold forward. Come to the inside of that front foot. We're walking all the way to the back of the mat. Getting a little bit faster now, so the left foot will turn to face the short edge. The right foot will turn to face the short edge. Ground down through your left heel. Lift yourself up. Inhale. Relax your shoulders as you exhale. Inhale here. Exhale, coming into that twist. Right hand to the floor, left hand to the sky. Shrug your shoulders back. Inhale here. Exhale, kiss the hand to the ankle. Inhale to open. Exhale to kiss. One more. Inhale to open. As you exhale, come to the inside of that front foot. Walk all the way back to the long edge of the mat. Find that forward fold. Exhale. Inhale, lift up halfway. As you exhale, toes out, heels in. You can come right into the squat. One kind of smooth movement. Reach your arms out to the side. We're going to go one step further this time. Inhale. As you exhale, left arm to left thigh, or you can reach the back of your left hand kind of down your left shin. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the other side. Twice more in each direction. Finding a little bit of work for the sides of the body. Inhale back to the center line, straighten the legs. Toes turn to the long edge and you fold forward. Lift up halfway as you inhale. Walk to the long edge. Walk to the short edge of your mat. Right foot turns to face it. Left foot turns to face it. We're going through another vinyasa, stepping that foot back to downward facing dog. Inhale forward to plank. Exhale to the floor. Your choice of back bend. Take cobra, upward dog, sphinx. Exhale to release. Tuck the toes. Move on back, downward facing dog. Right foot floats to the sky as you inhale. Step that right foot forward, exhale. One more time to crescent lunge, soften that back knee, rise all the way up as you breathe in. As you breathe out, this time, bring your left arm forward, bring your right arm back as you take the twist standing straight and tall. Inhale, come back to the center line, both arms sweep up. Exhale to fold, plant the hands. Walk to the long edge of the mat. Find that forward fold as you exhale. Let it go. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, walk to the back. Left foot turns to face it. Right foot turns to face it, plant your hands, step back, downward dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale to the floor. Inhale, cobra, or up dog, or sphinx, whatever feels good today. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Left foot floats, inhale. Step the left foot up as you exhale, plant down through the heel. Inhale all the way up, crescent lunge. Softening that back knee, inhale here. Exhale, right arm forward, left arm back. Get a little wobbly as you find this vertical twist. Inhale back to the center line, both arms up. Exhale, fold to the inside of the left foot. Walk to the long edge of the mat. Both sets of toes turn to face it and find your forward fold. Let go. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. Soften the knees. Again, any variation with the arms that feels good, you could take them behind you. You could be pressing them into the floor. If you go for the lacing of the hands, think about maybe lacing in the weird way, the other direction. When you're ready, release your fingertips. Bring them to the mat. You're going to walk one more time to the front of your mat, so your right foot will turn to face it. Your left foot will turn to face it. You'll plant your hands, and you're going to step back to that downward facing dog. Take a deep breath here. Lift your hips up and back. Draw your rib cage in. Inhale. Float your right foot to the sky. As you exhale, take your right knee behind your right hand. Pigeon pose. Sliding the left thigh back and folding forward. You can always sit, if you prefer, on the outside edge of your right hip. Or you can roll onto your back and cross your right ankle over the top of your left knee. Take a few deep breaths here. On an inhale, you're going to lift all the way back. Plant your hands down. You're going to make your way back to your downward facing dog. And take a moment to waggle things out before we go to the other side. The left foot will float. And then the left knee will step behind the left hand. Of course, if you're doing an alternate variation, you can always sit on the hip. Or you could just switch the crossing of the legs if you're lying on your back. Right ankle over the top of the left knee on this side. No, left ankle over the top of the right knee, sorry. The opposite way. Enjoy a few deep breaths here. Inhale, gently lift up. Hands come under the shoulders. Wiggle your way back to your downward facing dog or your table. From there, walk your feet towards your hands and bring yourself to seated. Extend your legs out in front of you. Maybe give a little wiggle, a little shake. And then from there, you are going to draw your right foot in. And you can take your twist with your right foot on the inside of your left leg or on the outside. If you want to go even a step further, you can fold that bottom foot in next to the opposite hip. Find the place that feels pretty stable to you. Lift your arms up as you breathe in. As you breathe out, twist to your right. Allow your shoulders to relax. On your inhale, come back to center. Gently unwind the legs, extending them in front of you. And we'll go to the other side, drawing the left foot in. You practice twist inside or outside, or folding that bottom foot in. And each step will just take us a little bit deeper into your hips. Lift your arms up as you breathe in. As you breathe out, twist to the left. Relax the shoulders. center line. Unwind. You're going to extend your legs back out in front of you here, and we'll go for a fold. If you need to sit up onto some props, please do, or if you need to bend your knees and draw them towards you at any point, if you feel a lot in the backs of your legs, go ahead and do so. Lift your arms up as you breathe in. As you breathe out, I want you to lean just a teensy bit backwards so you feel your abdominals activate. Keep that activation, lift up a little more, and then reach forward until you feel it in your back. Take a breath in there, relax your shoulders, and then release. And by feel it in your back, I mean you just feel there's a little bit of work, not pain, and then you fold from there. You're just activating a little bit the abdominals and then finding a little bit more space, hopefully, in this forward fold. I'm not particular if your feet want to stay flexed or if you want to let them flop, see what feels good today. You're welcome to hold on to them if that is accessible to you. You can join me in gently swaying right to left if you want. And inhale, gently walk yourself all the way back in. Make sure you're in the middle of the mat. And on your exhale, roll yourself all the way down to the floor. As you reach the mat, draw the soles of your feet in so your knees are pointing up towards the ceiling. Extend your hands down by your side, press the palms into the mat, press the heels into the mat, and lift your hips for a bridge pose. You can stay right here using the palms of the hands to ground you. If you'd like a little more work into your shoulders, you could grip the outside edges of your mat or bring your hands underneath you, interlacing your fingers again. Oops. You may find that your arms like to just spring apart if your shoulders are a bit tight here. Spend a few deep breaths here. When you're ready, release the arms, release the hips down to the mat. Take a moment just to rest in neutral. Before drawing the knees one at a time towards the chest. Turn the soles of the feet up towards the sky. You can hold the feet themselves, ankles, calves, shins, thighs, whatever works. Maybe rock a little side to side in your happy baby. As you're ready, draw the knees back into the chest, give them a little hug, and extend the arms and the legs to Shavasana. Allow your breath to deepen and your body to grow still. encourage you to stay a little longer if you have the time. When you return to your day, wiggle your fingers and your toes. Breathe deeply in. And as you breathe out, roll to one side. Use your hands to press yourself to a comfortable seat. And we'll close with a deep breath together. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Hands at the heart. On 3. 1, 2, 3.